Hey sweet friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are crafting with these huge wooden words from the Dollar Tree. So whether you are getting these at the $1 or $1.25 price point, I still feel like that is a great deal. All you have to do is pull off that jute twine hanger, set this on a shelf, and it looks really great if you don't want to hang it up or use it as is. But I'm trying to get super creative, put these to good use, and create some really fun projects that I know you're gonna love. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, make sure you are subscribed, and let's go ahead and get on into crafting. I want to mention that some of these words are from like the seasonal decor section at Dollar Tree, and then some of them did come from the Crafter Square, but they all are from Dollar Tree. But I know that Walmart sells wooden words. They are just at like a larger price point, even if you go to like Hobby Lobby. But for this first project, I thought it would be fun to create a set of hooks. So I was inspired by this photo, and you can see how pricey it is, and I knew I could make this just for a few bucks. So I ran into Dollar Tree, found a few more supplies. I am using one of these longer boards. Now Dollar Tree is always putting these out for different styles and different seasons, so I'm sure that you can find them. I even pick up some for Valentine's Day, and I use that later on in the video. And I also found some really cool, like, hefty hooks. So these are newish to the Dollar Tree. I shared them in a haul last month. So excited that Dollar Tree is putting out like hooks that are this nice, and I knew I had to put them to good use. So I started by painting the board white. I did have to remove the sticker off of the bag just so I didn't want to paint the front so none of the letters bled through or any of the textures, and then distress this with a piece of sandpaper. I do want to mention that the board that I am attaching these hooks to is more of like an MDF. It's not real wood, but I screwed the hooks in there and it actually is holding really nice. Everything seems nice and tight, so I don't think anything's falling out. I went ahead and laid out the hooks where I thought they needed to go. I added a dab of hot glue on these. It was a total waste of time. These just popped right back off. I wasn't going to leave it like that. I was going to put screws in it too with the hot glue just to hold them in place until I got them screwed down, but it didn't help at all, so skip that part and just go straight to adding the screws in there. I just used the drill for the one at the top, but it didn't fit for the screw at the bottom, so I am just using a screwdriver, and I'm using that little needle tool from Dollar Tree just to get the hole started, and then I was able to screw the tiny little screws in. And then for the top, I'm just attaching this large word to the top. I just use hot glue, but you could use wood glue if you had time. Put it at the top and then just hung it by the door, and I think this is really cute. You get the same look for a lot less. Another fun way to use one of these words is attach it to the long board like we did before, but just set it on a table. So I've made something similar like this on my channel using a kind of different style word, and it turned out really cute. So I thought it'd be fun to try this again, leaving the word the wood color. As you can tell, I am leaving these words without painting them. I just feel like that wood pattern and color is the perfect shade, and I don't want to cover that up. So like I said before, I picked up one of these long Valentine signs. It actually had paper stuck to it, so I did use a wet washcloth and peel that away. And then I actually swapped out the biggest word for this hello word. Still came from the Dollar Tree, but I thought it went perfect with this set of decals that I wanted to cut up and put on the bottom of the sign. So all I had to do was paint this white, let this dry, and then I could start adding my decals on there. I recently used these same decals for a different sign, so you can go check out that video. I'll have it linked down below, but for this one I just wanted to use the bottom, so it actually worked out really good. I worried about the letters being really tiny, but it actually looks really pretty, so I was excited that I didn't overthink it and just went with that. Just so this didn't peel off or you wasn't able to see like the edges, I did a layer of Mod Podge over it and then hot glued my word to the top, and I felt like it needed just an extra touch of something, so I cut off a few little pieces of of my boxwood or greenery and stuck that on both sides. I found these little picture holders at Hobby Lobby on clearance for 79 cents, and Dollar Tree is always putting out like little seasonal pieces that has these same wire hangers at the top of them. I've picked up like unicorns and little jars from Dollar Tree, so keep an eye out for them. But since I found them on clearance at Hobby Lobby, I just thought I'd go ahead and pick them up. And as I mentioned before, you can just pull the hanger off of these words and set them on the shelf, but I thought this was a fun way to really dress them up and just add in just something extra special and a cute way to display your photos. All I did was take my drill, put the tiniest little drill bit in it, and then I was able to push these little wires down into the words. So I tried to put it in places where the wire wouldn't show through the bottom. So like I didn't want to put it in the beginning of the L because it would show through, and I figured it might make the word kind of weak. So I tried to angle it the perfect direction so it went into a solid piece. And I ended up dipping these down in E6000 just to make sure they weren't going to go anywhere. Another cute way is that you can display some photos is to attach this to a wooden dowel. I call it a dowel, but this is actually a wooden yard stake that I found at Dollar General for just $1. They put these out in spring and summertime, and I cut these down, but you can find similar pieces at Walmart or Hobby Lobby, any craft store. I cut this down to size using my miter box and saw. I'm going to paint the piece of wood gray and then attach the home to the top. I picked up ribbon from Walmart. They have a ton of variety there. I went with all of the neutrals. I love how it kind of all coordinated, and this burlap had like the lace on the edges, so I was able to add in like different burlap pieces as well as more lace. Dollar Tree has burlap ribbon as well as lace ribbon, so you could just go with that, but I like mixing it up using different ribbons so that all of my projects don't look the same. But I just cut these to the desired length that I wanted them, tried to make them all as even as possible, and cut them down to size. And then I'm going to be using my staple gun to attach these to the top, and that's going to make them super sturdy, so whenever I clip on my photos, they're not going to fall down or go anywhere. This next project I made for just a fun decor piece, but I think this would be really great for like a special occasion, a wedding, a baby shower. You can make these as like centerpieces for the tables, but I'm actually creating like a planter box and sticking this love sign up out of it with a ton of greenery. So I started by gluing together 2 of these Dollar Tree crates. I just used hot glue and then painted both of them white, and then I'll be gluing in some styrofoam. You can see how many times that I did trade out the word for something different, but I just felt like I was using that love word so many times, but I had picked up a lot of them from Dollar Tree. But I found this little family sign. Once again, it did come from Dollar Tree out of the Crafter's Square, but I needed it to stick up off of that styrofoam. So I'm using some mini dowel rods. I did cut them down with some of my miter shears. I love these. They work so well for dowel rods. So cut them down to size, glued 2 of them on the family word, so I was able just to tuck it down in there. Now that we are close to spring and summer, you could have easily put like colorful flowers in here. I'm just keeping it simple, going with more of like my neutrals, adding in a ton of greenery, but I could always just add in a couple of flowers as I wanted, or to switch this up for any occasion, but tuck them down inside. I didn't even glue them down just yet. They are holding really nice, but I did go ahead and add just a couple of different styles of greenery, different plants, so that it was a little bit mixed in. Just because I am making this in neutral colors doesn't mean it doesn't get details added to it, so I felt like it was lacking a little bit something extra. So out of that stash of Walmart ribbon that I purchased, I didn't use this on the photo hanger, so I just glued this all the way around it, and it definitely felt like it elevated the look. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below which project was your favorite. If you have any great ideas on how to use these large wooden words, what you've used them for to inspire everyone down in the comments. And like I said, let me know your favorite. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy crafting. Bye.